What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, our guild, or my guild, Archmage Arius Disciples, when I say our, that includes Darkest Night, our guild has a little bit of a dilemma right now because we're in the testing phase of actually doing something that I didn't even want to do. And that is going down a tier. So we have been in tier 4 for a long time. We reached tier 4. I don't even remember when we reached tier 4, but I think we were either the 24th or the 25th guild to do so. And I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a grind. We've been losing a lot because a lot of the tiers that are up there have maxed out cards, great alpha, beta cards. They have OG players who've been around for a very long time. And ultimately, you know, our players or our guild members are probably similar to myself, came in roughly around the same time and do not have the collections to be able to compete at the highest levels. So we had a bit of a kind of powwow about it, and Darkest Night, who is the leader of the guild now, decided to move us down in overall tiers. And so I don't have the numbers from where we're at from where we were at for tier 4, but you'll just have to trust me. I'm going to share roughly where we've seen more versus less. And what I mean by that is by moving down to tier 3, our performance as a guild is so much better. Let's see here. If we go to all, we were number 1, right, in our guild. And we, well, actually, we used to finish top 3 before. That's why we moved up. But we were number 1 in our brawl for this brawl round. And when you look at the number of crowns, merits, and SPS rewarded, there's an interesting thing from where our position was before, right? So we would get anywhere from middle to bottom, right? We were always in the bottom half, maybe even close to like the bottom 40% or bottom third sometimes when it came to our overall performance in tier 4. We would just get matched up against really, really solid players. You'd recognize a lot of these names as OGs or Mavs or something, and it was crazy to see because we were we were just getting rolled over most of the time. Versus now, we're able to come in first or second, or at least be much more competitive. So when I look at the crown rewards, especially like first and second place, 108, 97, that is significantly more than what we were earning in tier 4 because we're performing at a much higher level. Now, the merit reward is higher as well. You can see we have 6,000 merits. That's enough for 3 Gladius packs every single time we go out to Brawl. I mean, roughly every single time we go out to Brawl. Whereas we were getting, from my memory, we were getting anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 merits for finishing in the middle to bottom for tier 4. Now, the only thing that is less, even though we're finishing in first place, is the SPS reward, which makes sense because the pool is significantly higher in tier 4. So the SPS pool is significantly higher. We were probably getting anywhere between 70 to 90 SPS, maybe 100 SPS sometimes if we finished in the top or around the halfway mark. So the SPS reward is significantly less, but it's interesting because the conversations that I've been having with Darkest Night and within the guild are, okay, well, is this for the good of the guild or is this for the good of the individual? Because the SPS reward is very much for the individual. We're all trying to get that. And the SPS reward is the only thing that has monetary value attached to it because you can immediately take that. Well, excuse me, I'm sorry. You can't immediately take it, but you can unstake it as it comes staked and sell it on the market for whatever the going price of SPS is, which obviously is down at a penny. Whereas the crown rewards and the merit rewards really just help the guild, right? Crown rewards are obviously only help the guild because it helps the guild to level buildings up, whereas the merit reward helps indirectly by giving individuals more Gladius cards or, you know, access to more Gladius cards through buying packs that can ultimately help us perform better overall in the brawls. So that's kind of the dilemma where we're at, and I wanted to put it out to the community if anybody else has run this experiment, because now we're here, and the conversation that we're having is, do we stay here for the time being, or do we go back up? And I think right now we'll probably end up doing another one at this level just to see how it is. But in the long term, I mean, I want to be competing at the highest levels of the game. I know that my deck necessarily isn't there, but the whole point of a guild is to, you know, assemble as many great players as possible from all different levels of the game and just go in and compete and kick butt, right? So I'm curious if anybody else has been going through this process with their guild, or maybe wants to try it after seeing this video. But again, it's been successful for us in certain ways. Obviously, the SPS reward is lower, but the crowns and merits are significantly higher because our guild can perform much, much better there. So for those who are in tier 3 or struggling in tier 4 or struggling in tier 3 and considering, maybe going down, that has been the experience for us, where it's been better for the guild overall by the numbers, even though it's it's at the expense of the individual, right? Because we're just not earning enough SPS. Even when we were finishing last in tier 4, I believe we were earning more than 51 SPS per brawl. So that is something that I'm just throwing out there. I would love to get your thoughts on it and where you think we should go, or where you guys are planning to go with your own respective guilds. But it's just an interesting experiment that we run, and I don't know what this means moving forward. Obviously, I want it to be part of that race getting to tier 5, but at the same time, if we can get more crowns in tier 3, that's actually more helpful for us getting our buildings and specifically our arena up to tier 5. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.